it's not like my desk is bad. It was the budget option, and I would recommend it. It's just... so much work. Well, not a lot of work, but it's the little inconveniences that drive the train of misery on this hell we're forced to live in. But, like any problem, it can be fixed. And in this case, it just requires a little application of genus? No. Genus. That's not right either. What's that word? It'll come to me, I'm sure. Now, under the hood it's actually pretty simple.
The core function of the desk, that is, the up and down part, is handled solely by the crank that extends from the underside of the desktop, with it driving a linear rod into a gear assembly that changes the direction of the force applied from horizontal to vertical. This drives the desk upwards, and as you can see, the rod is also running the length of the desk, allowing the crank to act on both sides simultaneously and work from either end of the desk. So, all I have to do is spin the crank, and the desk will move.
Now I just have to decide how I'm going to power it. Let's talk power. Now, obviously I'm going to use a DC motor. It's by far the easiest. And to set it up, I could wire a custom circuit, install a speed controller, create a custom housing, work out high voltage power, work out power delivery, but that's just too much work. Now, just between you and me, there is such thing as a pre-built DC motor setup that includes everything: speed controller, AC to DC conversion, and it wraps everything up in a nice, neat package. So that's exactly what I'm going to use. And, as any good Sigma knows, why do the work yourself when you could pay someone to do it for you? In the industry, we have a special name for it, but you might know it as a drill. Yes, I'm going to be powering my desk with a drill.
Now, to say that the drill uses a simple DC motor setup is a touch of a lie, mainly because this drill specifically doesn't run on DC power. It clearly has a cord, meaning it runs on AC power, which is the type of electricity that comes out the wall. But hold the line a second, because even that's not the whole truth. This drill, and many other corded drills, use what's called a universal electric motor. It doesn't run on AC or DC power, it just runs on electricity. The same type of motor is in a conventional blender. Because it can run on both AC or DC power, no conversion is necessary, which makes things much simpler. The interesting thing about this drill is how much it manages to accomplish in so small a space. This little black box, for instance, is responsible for engaging the trigger, variable speed control through how hard you pull the trigger, the switch for the direction of the drilling of the drill, and this drill specifically has a button for continuous use. When you press it, the trigger is stuck, and it remains on. How all this works is beyond the scope of my understanding. Basically, I've got no idea, but it is neat. Now, most drills at a core level are not built differently, with mainly a few key parts that they all share. For instance, all drills have a power delivery system, whether it be through a cord to an outlet like this one, or through a battery. The power control system, almost always a pistol-like trigger grip, an electric motor, and the part of the drill responsible for the drilling part, also called the chuck. The chuck is the spinny gripper at the end of the drill that holds and spins the drill bit. Make sure you subscribe for the utmost in technical explanations. This part of the drill is acted upon by the gear assembly that connects the active part of the motor to the chuck and allows the drill to spin the drill bit. Now, I should probably put this back together. And just double check that it works. Thank God. Now, I just gotta get my hands on this metal key the crank uses to slot into the desk. For this, I'll apply some gentle persuasion. The weight of the drill made mounting it a bit of a hassle, doubly so because of the cheap IKEA tabletop I'm trying to screw into. But it was nothing I couldn't overcome with my... Jingus? No, that's not even close. This word is on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, I decided to add some extra reinforcement once I remembered that the drill is old and bad, so it has a little bite to it.
And there. That should do it. Now, you might be asking, is that it? Yeah, that's it. What do you think I'm running here? I'm upgrading a standing desk, not building an aeroplane. You know what they say about simple solutions and being correct. Occam's razor blade or whatever. I'm being wise, not lazy. Where was I? Alright, I'm done.
Perfect. Now that it's all done, I can finally enjoy my morning cup of boiling water in comfort, relishing in this newfound peace and tranquility that I have created. Well, that's certainly something.
So, It's a little loud. Very loud. I'll give you that. I guess I shouldn't quit my day job. But the important thing is, it works. Barely, but it is about the little victories. Now the real question is, was it worth it? No, not at all. This thing's totally unusable. But there is a bright side. I did remember the word I was looking for. Genius. I'm going to use my genius to solve this problem. Oh. I guess my supply is running a little low. Mission accomplished?